Hello, hello, it's me, Kamilah Rose, and we are back for another video. Welcome back. Can you believe it? It is already time to get into the full moon in Gemini. So we're going to pull cards just like we did last time. We're going to pull cards for all signs. We're going to pull a general card, and then we're going to pull a clarifier. So let's get started. A little bit about this full moon in Gemini. So this is going to give us oppositional energy to the sun that is in Sagittarius and the other signs, the other planets that are making their way into Sagittarius. There is some lovely energy that's showing up here because where all this energy is placed is giving us just a nice little roundabout to that Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. So because of this, there's a lot of support and encouragement towards healing, towards exploration, expansion, and growth, towards making sense of all that we have learned over the past year and a half, and really allowing that to be put into an action plan to soothe that tension that shows up often in Sagittarius season as the archer is pulling back the bow and aiming towards its target. And so now we should all receive some clarity about the things that need to change, about our hopes, our dreams, our wishes, about our desires, about the spaces where we need to let go and what we need to lean more into. So let's see what for our Aries. That was fast. You got a page of wands, Aries. We love that for you. It's very good energy for you. So this is like a rebirth of your creative, instinctive intuition, that fire within you. You feel reborn. You feel a little bit more excitement. You feel like, okay, I'm ready to start on this new journey. Your clarifier is the Sun card. So you're feeling really seen. You're feeling very heard. You feel like a child who's just ready to explore and learn more about the world and about what's showing up for you in the world. So this is really nice energy for our Aries. What about for our Taurus? For the Taurus, you got your card, or a card that's associated with you. You've got the Empress, and you got the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so for our Taurus, we're looking at, this is a time of creation and creativity. Again, like I said, this is really good energy that's showing up with this full moon in Gemini. The Empress is all about connecting to Venus and to your Venetian energy, to that space of being able to create, to tap into what your soul desires, to allow yourself to sit down and just say, what is it that I really want to do when I take a break and allow myself to rest and allow myself to receive, and I step into this creative zone. What is it that I want to do? And you're really allowing yourself. The clarifier is the Seven of Pentacles, which is all about patience. It's all about letting yourself make sure that you're not trying to rush things along. It is a very slow, steady, secure energy that says, I have planted seeds and they will grow, and I trust that they will grow and I will get the outcome. Well, at least I hope that you'll get the outcome that you're looking for. So plant the seeds and do the things, Taurus. Gemini has a Five of Wands, which is like creative energy, but it could be a little conflict. So Geminis, if you're finding yourself in some conflict with folks, internal or external, it's really about growth, and as we talked about, Sagittarius energy, it's about growth. Five of Wands is all about creative growth of that fire that's within you. So what is it that you've been wanting to do and that maybe you've been putting off because you feel like the industry is oversaturated, or that you fear that you won't be good at it, or, there's this feeling of competition. And are you addressing the competition? Are you addressing your internal conflict? Or are you running away from it? Three of Pentacles says that teamwork is on your side, that this is a really good partnership that will bring you some great financial or material outcomes. So don't be afraid to go ahead and go after what it is you desire, Gemini. All right, lastly, for Cancers. Cancer's got a Four of Wands in reverse. Four of Wands in reverse for Cancer. I don't know why I didn't move these down to begin with. Four of Wands in reverse for Cancer. And then a Five of Swords. Okay. Four of Wands is all about, especially in reverse, it's saying here that you found some peace but you might have allowed yourself to get a little too comfortable with that piece, a little too comfortable in creating this space of creativity, and in this space of comfort and joy, and a space where you can thrive and the people that you care about can thrive. Four of Wands is saying there's a little bit of, especially in reverse, there's a little bit of a shakeup that needs to happen. One, with your Five of Swords, which is saying that you have this defensiveness. You've built up this place where you're safe, but you're so concerned about, like, how do I get out of my shell? We're looking at Cancer here. We have Jupiter moving in reverse through, or in retrograde through Cancer right now. So there is this, like, what have I done to get security? What have I done to build up this safety? What have I done to create this, like, shell fortress for me and my loved ones? But where is it keeping me limited? Where do I need to open up and expand my mind? Where do I need to perhaps look at learning how to trust myself and learning how to trust other people again? So this is a time to open up and expand and to grow, Cancer. Let's take a look at our next signs. We'll be starting with Leos. Let's do a quick shuffle, and then we'll get into Leos. Alrighty, so what's going on for our Leos? Leos have a Knight of Cups. Okay, this is either you or this is somebody else, Leos. For our Knight of Cups, we're looking at there's either someone coming in with a message concerning creativity and love. They may be coming in with an offer. This may be you who's going and making an offer. We'll see what your clarifier says to see what direction we're heading into. Ooh, and a Five of Cups in reverse. Okay. There's been some healing, some emotional healing that's happened, Leo. There has been some loss, and you have really tried to sit with that loss, sit with that emotional disappointment and regret. And now there is this, okay, this interest in how do I get these cups back? When we look at the Five of Cups upright, we see that there are two cups behind them, and that they are really encouraging us to go ahead and mourn, have the sorrow, the grief, the experience of those three cups that have been spilled, so that we can take advantage of and turn around and see those two cups that still remain behind us. So this Knight of Cups is one of those cups, one of the resurrections that's coming back from what you have lost. It is now your decision on whether you are going to either take the cup, if someone is bringing this cup in as an offer to you, or whether this cup will be received by whoever you are bringing it to. Knight of Cups, though, I do always say you have two cups here, two cup cards. This is probably not something that is the most well thought out per se. Might be just in the moment, following passion, following intuition, but that doesn't mean that it is not a wise choice. It just means that perhaps you'll need to be asking some questions. So ask some important questions. All right, so for our Virgos, what are we looking at? We have a King of Pentacles. Love this for you, Virgos. I feel like you had something really good in your last reading as well. You're grounded, you're secure, you're feeling really good, or you have someone in your life who's very grounded, very secure. You're in a good space, Virgo. You have made some wise decisions, and you're able to reap the benefits of those wise decisions. Yes, and this is the end of a cycle. You have worked really well to change your material, so which might be financial, might be health-wise. You've worked really hard to master this energy, to master this understanding. And so you have reached the end of a cycle, and it is time for you to maybe shift. The King of Pentacles can sometimes either be opening us up to the wand, so moving towards a more creative realm. What are you going to do next? And really saying, like, okay, where do we go from here? What seeds will I plant from this? What investments have I made that have paid off really well in my health and in my well-being and in my overall material reality? Libras, what did we get? Oh, a Seven of Swords. All right, Libras. Well, we are at least leaning into our uniqueness. Seven of Swords can be the lying, cheating, stealing card, but it is also a card, depending on your perspective, that says that we are accepting who we are. We are accepting our quirks. We are accepting that we will never be like everyone else. We will always have our own unique flair, our own unique viewpoint. And so there is no point in us trying to, like as in the Five of Swords, to try to get along, to try to maneuver and manipulate our way into being accepted by others. We must accept that we must walk our own path. And because of that, it allows us to be a little bit more clever in how we go about sharing our ideas or start getting things done so that we can actually achieve and not feel so ostracized. There may also be, though, someone who is not being totally and completely upfront with you. They may be keeping things from you in order to feel like they are protecting you. So if there is someone that you feel like you need to be a little bit more honest with, or who you perhaps need to be more honest with yourself about who you are, what you think, what you believe, and if there's some questions that you need to ask, go ahead and ask those questions. Look at the clarifier for, Nine of Swords. Okay, so there's some stress, there's some strain, there's something that you've been blaming yourself for, Libra. There's something that you've been worrying about, staying up late about, stressed about, something that you feel like the pomegranates, the roses, and I believe there are some pomegranates on the blanket of this individual, is a sign that this was something that was out of your control. This thing that has been stressing you out or on your mind is something that you could not have done something to change, and you must accept that. Once you allow yourself to accept the fact that this is not something that you are in control of, you realize what you do have control of, which is yourself and how you present yourself and whether you accept yourself, and allows you to move on and to find your solution to this issue. Scorpios, what do you got going on, Scorpios? Two of Cups. Ooh. All right, Scorpios. So you are partnering with someone or something. You are coming to a space of healing. This is really great for you. This is either someone coming in with perhaps an offer for a relationship or for a creative partnership. Or you are deciding that it's time for you to share your cup. Share that emotional creativity and that wealth of creativity that you have, so that you can put that into use and have it be something that grows and flourishes. Ooh, and a Four of Wands as your clarifier. Happy home, happy marriage. This is you finding a space where you feel really grounded, safe, secure, and a hearth where your energy, where your love, where your creativity can grow. So you might find yourself joining a partnership and maybe moving to a new building, finding a space where you're able to bring to fruition your ideas around things related to healing and growth and balance, emotional balance. You may find that you are either going to move in or have more peace within the home. All right, let's take a look at our final group. We'll be starting with our lovely Sagittarius. Happy birthday, Sagittarius, folks. And happy birthday to my sister, who is a Sagittarius. Let us see what our light bearers have for us. All right, main card for our Sagittarius. Ooh, an Ace of Wands, you're a little burnt out. Sagittarius, you might have been doing too much. You're feeling a little burnt out. You're feeling a little lack of that get up and go and creativity. Might be time for you. Nine of Wands in reverse. Time to take a little bit of break. Open up. Ask for some help. If you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling like you got too much on your plate, ask for some help. Go do something fun. Go do something that lights your fire. Go and be adventurous. Go try something different food. Go take a little break, a little staycation, a vacation. Get that fire back up and going. For our Capricorns, which Capricorn season is coming. Whoop, whoop. Ooh, 10 of Pentacles and the Fool. All right, so you've been working on your legacy, Capricorns, which, not surprising. You have been building something that has been, of course, very practical, very logical, something that is sustainable, something that you can pass on to others. It can be your finances. That you might have been looking at a will. You might have been looking at investing in property, in a business, something that you can create that is yours, that you can share with your family, with those that will be here long past when you are gone. You may also be, though, looking at the legacy you have inherited. And there is this space where they're saying, if you have planted those seeds and you see the fruition, it is time for you to try something different. It's time to take a leap of faith, to branch off and to grow in a different direction. And maybe it's time to not worry so much about what will happen to me long term, because you have already seen that. You've already done the work. Where do you need to allow a little freedom, a little joy, a little fun, a little lightness? For our Aquarius, what do we get for Aquarius? We get lots of Four of Wands. This one was a little sideways, so there may be a little bit of both going on here. One, you're trying to create this secure space. You're trying to create a space where you can be healthy and have a hearth through which you can invite others in to share and ground their creativity. We have the 3 individuals with the cups raised. There's a lot of joy, a lot of fun. This is a productive, healthy space. But in reverse, it may say that again, you may be feeling a little trapped. There's just maybe a little too much focus on how do you create a space where your community feels safe. And it might be time to have Queen of Cups, a little bit more focus on you and your well-being, your emotional well-being, your self-care, making sure that you're in a good space emotionally. And finally, Pisces, Page of Cups in reverse. Pisces is your main card, which is saying that emotionally you're feeling a little stuck, you're feeling a little drained. There may be some lessons or renewal of the cups that is needed. So you might also need to take a little bit of a break. It's time for you to go fill your cup, check in on your inner well. Emotionally, how are you feeling? How are you doing? There's a lot of heaviness that's going on within that Pisces energy because you still have the North Node in Pisces. You have Neptune and Saturn who retrograded back into Pisces. So there's a lot of old stories, old narratives, old energy that's working its way through your sign. And it's really one of those opportunities for you to say, do I have my spiritual practice, my spiritual hygiene on point? What does my devotion and ritual and routine look like? Where do I maybe need to shift so that I get a little bit more emotional support? And then final clarifier, through that you'll gain some victory. If you allow yourself to maybe release this need to have to maybe feel like you need to redo everything, reopen everything, go in and be this, light-hearted, reborn, heart-spurred person. If you let go of that need, it can just say, I have learned these lessons. I have gained this wisdom. I have advanced in this way. And maybe let go of some of that naivete that can be the Page of Cups. That there is a maturity through experience that you have had and that you have gained. There is great victory in allowing yourself to not have to be the person who is the most mature and who is, oh my goodness, I'm totally healed. There's nothing wrong with me. I have been completely reborn. And maybe there is a space where allowing yourself to not have to be that person brings you the victory that you've been seeking, overcoming the conflict. So internally, you might be feeling this push to be this everything to yourself and to others emotionally. And they're saying, let that go, release that so that you can let go of this inner conflict between your fire and your water, which have been going back and forth. With that 5 of Wands energy that would have come before the 6 of Wands, and you can gain victory over this circumstance. All right, that's it. That's everything for the full moon in Gemini for all of the signs. If you'd like a personal reading, go ahead and grab you one on theblissinstitute.org, and I will see you all later. We'll have some more videos coming up. We'll be looking at 2026 for all of the signs. We'll be looking at winter solstice for all of the signs. So I will see y'all soon. Have a great one. Bye.